guys, something a little bit different, a little bit of a vlog and part of the Crafting with Clueless series, which will probably never end up being a series. This was all sparked from a comment that I got from my good friend Craig over at Kent Beer Reviews on my Yankee und Kraut unboxing. And he left a comment asking me to do a video on how I remove beer labels because, as you can see, you can tell by the introduction, I like to collect them. I like to collect beer mats as well, and of course I've got a big thing of bottle caps and I thought I'd knocked over my guitar then. Oh, by the way, apologies for this greasy mess. I think you're quite used to it now if you're a regular viewer. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. These past couple of days I've just been dossing around, as you tend to do. And yeah, so I will be showering for Christmas Day, don't you worry. So I like to collect the labels, I like to collect the bottle caps, and of course I like to also collect beer mats. I like doing projects like this. I've actually started to collect just little bits and bobs from like cards, magazines, you name it, of just like scraps of paper for potential projects in the future. So I've become a really sad, pathetic scrapbooker and collage maker. Yeah, so I thought I would do a video inspired by Craig's comment of how I remove beer labels. Now, I'm just going to put it out there, this works, I'd say 90% of the time. Some labels from some specific breweries are just an absolute pain to get off, and to the point where you just won't be able to get them off. Don't use this as like a 100% works every time method. It just depends on the beer label, but it works a lot of the time for me, and I find this works better on German beer labels because they use a very thin paper and the glue that they use isn't too strong. The ones that I do tend to struggle with are like the real ale labels, and it's like a double-edged sword because sometimes they're an absolute bitch, but sometimes the labels are so strong and stuck on properly that if you just pulled it off after a little bit, it won't rip or stretch or anything like that because the thickness and the firmness is just not going to carry on with that sense. So I thought I would just shoot a little bit of a montage of how I do it. Hope you enjoyed this little montage, and I shall see you at the end of the video. As you can see, it's a far from perfect way to do it, but it gets the job done a lot of the time. And it all comes down to the stock that's been used on the labels, the way it's been stuck on. Some of them just ripped in half as they came off, whereas if you'd have just left them, you wouldn't have been able to pick them off. But a lot of them just come straight off. Sometimes they'll come off actually in the bucket itself, which is always handy. And yeah, if anybody's got a much more effective technique, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll do a video trying it. And I hope this helped if anybody's ever wondered how to get a label off a bottle. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I haven't wasted too much of your time, and until the next time, you all stay safe and take care. Cheers.